Welcome, everyone, and welcome to our Own Your Own Life event. Good to have you guys here tonight. Hope you guys are doing well. Whether you're here on the live or you're watching the recording, I want to say a big thank you and welcome. Thanks for taking the time out to come and have a look, a little insight around what we're up to inside this community. To introduce myself really quickly, my name is Adam. I've been involved in this incredible community of Juice Plus for the last 9 years. If you're here tonight a little bit hesitant or watching the recording, a little bit apprehensive when you were offered to have a look at this, I can tell you that I was very hesitant and skeptical myself. 9 years ago, I was a traditional business owner working 60, 70 hours a week. I got into my own business because I ultimately wanted to do life on my terms. But after about a dozen years of owning my own business and still working 60, 70 hours a week and just getting ahead financially, I probably started to question, was I really on the right path? Was I really on the right vehicle that could really deliver the things that got me into traditional business in the beginning? And I think for me, when I came along and had a look at this, I'd heard about some incredible growth that had happened inside this community about 9, 10 years ago. And I couldn't deny that there were people inside this community who were living lives that were a lot freer than mine. And so, I think for me, I came along to not really do this, to actually learn some skills and get some insight on how they were creating what they want. But I think the main thing is that I came here with an open heart and open mind. And I would encourage you, if you're here tonight on the live, you're watching the recording, take the time. We're going to share stories more than anything tonight. We're going to share some pretty inspirational stories where people are really making a huge impact in not only their lifestyle and financial situation, but also their health. Tonight's definitely got a bit of a flavor of helping people take their health to the next level, but also maybe their lifestyle at the same time. I can probably say this in hindsight, but I think we all know the world has changed. We live in such a different world than we did, 10 years ago, let alone where it was even 5 years ago. The way we come across products and services these days is certainly not the same way our parents did, nor the way that we probably most of us purchased products 5 years ago. With the internet, social media, word of mouth, this is how most of us come across products and services these days. There is no doubt what we're going to share with you guys tonight is definitely trending and is a way of the future. There is no doubt about that. It's already here. And I hope that you are, really not stuck in yesteryears, that you're ready to evolve and move with the times. I love what this is about. I love the stories. And I love this woman, Alex Matthews. She's an amazing woman. She's created an incredible business here in this space. And so I'm going to hand it over to Alex. I know you were a little bit skeptical in the beginning, so I might get you to explain a little bit how you stumbled across this and what some of your learnings were.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so excited to be on here with all of you tonight. And it's been 7 years actually since I stumbled across this business. And to say that I was definitely a deer in the headlights would be an understatement. I actually had no social media at the time. I was sneakily on my husband's Facebook while I was feeding my twins on the couch and having a little bit of a scroll, terrified that I would touch something on his Facebook and do something wrong. But that was how bad I was. I didn't even know how to like or comment on Facebook. It was so bad. And I just happened to stumble across something online that really sparked my interest, and it was a story of a mum who had been a stay-at-home mum, just as I was at the time, and she had lost herself a little bit in her mummy role, and she was really looking for a way to be able to earn some extra income, but obviously wanted to be able to do that around her little girls. And her story just really sparked something in me. I really wanted to be a stay-at-home mama. I was actually a primary school teacher before I had my children. And once the kids came along, it was just so hard to fit in that traditional work around what I really wanted to do, which was being a mum. And that really it turned just everything around on its head for me, because I guess I'd always grown up that you go to school, you I was going to say get really good grades. I just passed, just go get a degree and, go and start your career. But for me, what I didn't know was when these kids came along, how was I going to fit my career into the family life that I wanted to create? So for me, just this business model, like it ticked all of the boxes for me. It was a low entry cost. I didn't need to go and borrow thousands of dollars from the bank in order to be able to get started. It was cheap as chips to get going. And I was making a profit within the first month or two, like the first 5 or 6 weeks, I was already making a profit. And I know for a lot of traditional business owners, especially if they go to buy a franchise, it can take years before you're actually making a profit. And there's a lot of things you actually have to do when you buy a franchise too. You go spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, and there's a lot of fine print. You know, you've got to follow a lot of rules. With what we do, no one's looking over your shoulder. I mean, there are a few little rules here and there, but no one's tapping you on the shoulder to make sure that you're doing this and then everything else, which was what I really needed to be able to have when I got started. I had twin babies. They were 7 months old. I definitely didn't know how much capacity I had to be able to do a business like this. But you know what? I looked to the people that had success before me. I let them teach me. I let them show me the ropes. There's a franchise system there for a reason. We slot into it. We get taught what we need to know in order to grow. And for me, I was able to create, in that first couple of years of me getting started, I was able to create an awesome income that meant I didn't need to go back to teaching. My husband and I have a lifestyle where we get to stay at home, we get to homeschool our kids together. And to say that it's changed, my perception has been, an understatement. We really do get to offer people hope that they can create the life of their dreams, and to be able to earn what they are worth. And that's something that I'm truly thankful that I get to share with others. So I'm actually going to hand it over to the beautiful Tammy, and she's going to share the heart of our business. And these are some incredible products that have changed the lives of so many people. I'm going to hand it over to Tammy, and she's going to take it from here.
Hi, everybody. So yeah, I really relate to Alex in a sense that I didn't quite finish school either. So I'm very, very happy that this business has come along, and I love it. Anyway, I'm here to share with you what exactly is, the base and foundation of our business here. And it really is all about some wonderful products. So we do have some amazing programs, and we believe that health is holistic. So it needs to be mind, body, and soul. And within that, we have some amazing programs that we share with people that help them keep, on track with their health goals. That gives them a really nice guide for eating, clean eating, shopping, beautiful recipes. And we've decided also that we align really well with the Juice Plus company. So that is the foundation really for our business. And I'm just going to share with you as briefly as I can what these are and what they can do for us. So this is our fruit and veg. This is our absolute Flagstaff, rock bottom, base of our business. And then we also have premium, which is the fruit, veg, and berries. And these are basically 10 veggies, 10 fruit, and 10 berries. They totally boost. Really believe in here is that we've got 3 systems that we need to nourish, and that is our immune system, our central nervous system, and our digestive system. So these ones here are absolutely perfect for boosting our immune system and just nourishing our body with what it really needs. Now, all of our products are grown to their peak ripeness. They are processed with the skin, the pulp, the pips, everything in them. So they've actually got a lot of nutritional qualities that normally if we were juicing, we'd take them out. And this is where a lot of the really dense high nutrition is. So we're using these to bridge the gap between ideally, what we do eat and ideally what our bodies really need to be healthy and functioning really well. So these are really good products. Like I said, they've been smashed up into a little slushy here and dried really low temperature so that they still retain their raw goodness and a lot of nutrition. They are all processed within about 48 hours to lock in as much nutrition as possible. And then we've encapsulated them so they don't oxidize as well, which is a really big thing if you're buying and eating any dried powdered goods, especially fruits and vegetables. They need to be as encapsulated as fresh as possible, or encapsulated so that air and the oxygen can't oxidize and age them. So the other really awesome thing about these is they go into your bloodstream between about 5 to 7 minutes. They're really fast acting. And like I said, these are really good for immune support and anti-inflammatory as well. All of our fruits and veggies and berries are amazing for just reducing the inflammation in our bodies. The berries specifically are also, all of them are really high in vitamin C. The berries are really good for hair, nails, and just nourishing all those things that need a good boost of antioxidants. And yeah, they're just altogether really amazing product. I think that's what I'm going to share. Oh, the other thing I wanted to share about these is these also have a probiotic in them, so they're really good for your gut health as well. I find that very helpful with any gut problems. They really help. And the other thing about these, anyone who's ordering a fruit, veg, and berries and packaged omegas, there's some other yummy things, you are entitled to sponsor a child of your choice with our fruit and veg chewies as well. So these come free. We sponsor children between the age of 4 and 18 to receive these for up to 14 years whenever someone's ordering anything that contains the fruit and veggies as well. These are amazing for fussy eaters, whether they're children or adults. They are just the fruits and veggies again from here, 10 fruit, 10 veggies. And they've just been made chewy with a little bit of fruit pectin as well. So there's no nasties in any of these. There's no GMOs. There's no gluten. There's no refined sugars added. And kids just absolutely love them. They're really, really yummy treat. And how wonderful that our company does this. I don't know who else does. That's pretty amazing. So anyway, we've nourished our immune system with our fruit and veggies and our berries. And the other thing that we want to now do is we want to nourish our central nervous system. This one's really important to me. These are our vegan omegas. Totally love these. Very unique product. And what we need to do is, in order for our digestive system and everything else in our life to work really nicely, we also really need to nourish our central nervous system. And this is the hub for what generates our happy hormones or our stress hormones, or all the things that help run our day really well. So in order to digest properly and take in the nutrients from other foods and other products, we really want our cortisol to be dropped, lowered, and, be in a calm state, happy state. These are also amazing for, your creaky joints, really good for brain health. Omegas are #1 for brain health, and it starts in the womb. So if you're growing babies, grow their brain as well. The other thing that I want to point out about these is all of the products in them are vegan. All of our products are vegan. And these are all plant-based omegas. So we've got some raspberry seeds, some sea buckthorn seed. I wouldn't even know where to find that. Pomegranate seed, there's tomato seed, and there's a special algal plant that we grow in our own pristine conditions so that we get the algal oil and the omega-3s from there rather than from the fish. So the fish is the same algae as we're growing. So we're producing it and putting it straight into the caps for you. It's all cold pressed, and again, it's grown in really pristine conditions with the farmers that grow all our fruit and veggies and everything else as well. And they've been in the company for over 3 generations. So I'm just moving on quickly down to our digestive system, which we really want to nourish with some beautiful whole food shakes. So this is our Dutch chocolate. This is our French vanilla. This is a bulk pack. This is a single serve, so they come either way. And these are incredible for snacking on, making treats, making shakes. They're really delicious, good for if you're training, if you need a lunch on the run, anything like that. I love the vanilla. Anyway, these contain a whole lot of really yummy whole foods. There's a whole lot of sprouted ancient grains in here. And there's also some other wonderful things. There's a combination of blue and green spirulina. There is also some mushrooms and niacin for basically raise our happiness. They're good for your happy hormones. These are really good for women who are either teenagers struggling with hormones, perimenopausal, menopausal, you name it. These are exceptionally good for your hormones because they have a really, really beautiful green edamame, slow processed soy in them, which is just an absolutely wonderful complete protein for our bodies. Hence the name, complete. So the other thing they have that I really love is they've got a prebiotic fiber, which marries up really well with the probiotics in our fruit and veggies here to give us some really, really good gut health. I think that's pretty much what I'm going to say about these at the moment. They're just really fantastically delicious. We use them a lot in our programs for recipes and things as well. And even the fussiest kids pretty much love them. My grandkids hear the blender coming and they run over for these. So the other thing that I just want to share real quick is we have a new shake on the block, and that is our Perform protein. This is a really delicious flavor of guava and dragon fruit, if I'm correct. It says fruit fusion, but it's a beautiful, delicate flavor, and it's a very coconut based. It's a higher protein than these shakes here. These ones have about 13 grams of protein, and these have up over the 20, 23, something like that. But they are really good for high performance and athletes, and just anyone really who's wanting a high protein, good treat, or snack or lunch on the go, or whatever you're needing after training, fuel up. They are lower in sugar. There's all natural sugars in here. They're all plant-based sugars, and they're not processed or refined. And then it's also higher in protein as well. So really highly recommend this. That's what I'm going to say about these products right now. But if you want to know more, please talk to the person that sent you this video, and we'll give you a lot more details on them. There's a lot of clinical research on all of our products. And like I said before, there's free products for kiddies too, free chewies. So anyway, hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. Add on if you like. Sarah, sorry, I'm losing my names. I am just going to pass on to Bridget Seraphinis, who she can touch up if I've missed anything out here. Thank you very much.
All good. Thank you so much, Tammy. Yeah, tonight I get to really share my experience with the products, and it's coming up 5.5 years now when I started this journey, which is ridiculous to think that. But when I came across this, I came across the program first. I was looking for a online program. I was a mum of a 2-year-old, and I'd really struggled to lose post-baby weight. So I wasn't looking for products, but I came across this incredible program online, and these beautiful products came with them. So when I started taking them, the first thing that I really noticed is that I just craved more fruit and vegetables. And I wasn't eating bad beforehand. I'm a chef. I was eating really well, but there was just something missing in my diet that wasn't, giving me my body what it needed to perform how it needed. And so the first thing I noticed is I just craved better food. I had better energy, and then the weight started coming off. And after 6 weeks, I'd had such good results. I think I lost like 6 kilos in 6 weeks, and I was feeling so much better. But that was just the start. Then all these other things started happening, and I think as it went on, as I came to around the 3-month mark, a whole lot of things just started to fall into place. I had all my inflammation had gone in my knees. I started to notice that I used to get really bad adult acne. I was actually on Roaccutane when I was in my 30s, early 30s for that, and that completely disappeared. My skin cleared up, my hormones regulated. One of the huge things I noticed is that there's a little woman on here, so this is okay, but I used to get very tender breasts, terrible period pains, and PMS, and that all disappeared. My hormones completely regulated. My periods were like clockwork. I now don't even know when they're coming because I get no warning at all. So if anyone suffers from period pains and things, it's not normal. Everyone tells you that this is something we need to suffer through, but it is actually just your body lacking in some nutrition to help your hormones go through it. So I don't think that all these little things, niggly things, are normal. And I think for me, apart from that, one of the biggest things, I used to get really bad migraines, lock myself in a room for 24-hour migraines. They were debilitating. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't function. I had to have a completely dark room. And about 6 months into taking the products, I've had my last migraine. So I've been migraine free for 5 years now, which has totally changed my life. And then I guess another huge thing is, like Tammy said, we get the free kids products. My kids have been on the Chewy since they could eat them, and all I hear about these days is kids getting sick and this and that, cold after cold, and I think they've had one sniffle in a year. They never go to the doctor. Our immune systems are so strong, and if we do get sick, we just bounce straight back. So for me, that is enough for me to say that I'll never stop taking these products. So I think that's all I can really share on them. I can't say what they can do for you. I can only say what they've done for me, but I can definitely say that they have changed me and my family's life for sure. So I know that I should have looked on who I was meant to pass it back to, but I think I'm going to pass it on to Jo, and she's going to share a little bit more around the business.
Awesome. Thanks, Bridge. I love hearing everybody's stories because it's just so, like, what the product can do in so many different ways is amazing. And I'm going to flip it a little bit now. I'm going to talk more about the business side, which is creating an extra income online. If you guys don't know who I am already, but my name is Jo. So I'm a single mum of 4. I live in Christchurch, and I've been a part of this for 7 years now, which is crazy. And when I came across this, I actually was a customer first. So I had sick kids and I was sick of them being sick, got on the products. I wasn't looking for a business, to be honest. I can say back then, 7 years ago, I was sitting pretty comfortably financially. I'd love to, maybe not so much like most people nowadays, but back then I was married. I had a husband who worked in mining, and yeah, I didn't have to worry about money, which was really nice to say. And when I got into this business, I had some amazing results on the products, and I just started telling everybody about them like we do. And I thought, look, if I could make a little extra income on the side, pay for the products. I had massive mum guilt about spending any money on myself, to be honest, even though my husband earned a lot of money. It was nice to have my own income. And so at the time I was working part-time as a beauty therapist, had 3 children. And so I did this super part-time for 3 years, like on my lunch break when the kids went to sleep, probably like an hour to 2, maybe a day. And I earned a nice little income, which meant that I could go on holidays. I paid for things myself, which was super rewarding to do that as a mum. And then to give you guys a bit of insight of what is possible in this business, 3.5 years ago, I had to leave Outback Australia, leave pretty fast with my marriage had broken up. And so I had to leave there, drive 27 hours to Brisbane with my 4 kids and live there for 10 weeks and then move back to New Zealand a month before the first lockdown. And you can imagine my children. It was pretty stressful, to be honest. And that whole time I couldn't work. I had no financial assistance from the government or anything, and I never touched my husband's bank account the day I left. So I really realized what Juice Plus and this little side gig, plan B thing had become, and I had created this really nice residual income, and you'll probably hear that word tonight a lot, that actually paid for me and my kids to get 5 passports, 5 lots of flights back to New Zealand. If you guys know, that's pretty expensive. And to us to come back to New Zealand, and for me not to have to go back and look for a job. If you're a parent trying to find a job around school holidays and things, is hard enough as it is. But I'm really grateful for this opportunity. I didn't know 7 years ago I needed this until you don't know what's around the corner. And obviously over the past few years, lots has happened. And so you just never know what's around the corner, whether you need a plan B or an extra income or whatever it is. This has just given me and my family so much. And I love that I have so much flexibility to be able to spend time with my children at school holidays at the moment and be able to be there for them is amazing. And now I just would love to help other people have the same flexibility. But I know when I came across this, I did have some, I suppose, misconceptions or things I thought like an online business or network marketing was. For me, when I first started this, I was living in Outback Australia, like I said, in a mining town. I didn't know many people. I didn't have many friends on Facebook back then. I didn't really share on Facebook very much, but what I found is that I had some really great results in the product. I'd seen some great results like Bridget's story, and I thought, look, I was sick of my kids being sick. Who else do I know that's sick of their kids being sick? I was sick of having a bloated tummy. Who else do I know is sick of that as well? And I just started sharing this very authentically on social media. And before I knew it, people were just like asking, what are you doing? What is that product? What are those programs? And also with the business as well, was like, you get to stay home with your kids, you're going on these holidays, like you're a mum, like how can you like fly to the other side of the world? And this opportunity has just given me so much. So before I knew it, it didn't matter who I knew. It was like, who did they know, or who do they know? And now, to be honest, the girls who are in my team, I never knew them in the beginning. They weren't good friends. They weren't family. It's people that I've met along the way and who I knew online. Also, I loved about it is that we all have the same opportunity. Working in beauty therapy, I don't know, there's a lot of women on here tonight, but it was a catty business. And I felt like we were fighting each other to get to that top position. In this business, we don't have that, which is amazing. So we all start at the same point. It doesn't matter if you're a student, a mum, a doctor, a lawyer, we all start at the same point, and we all have the same amount of opportunity to reach the pinnacle position, which is called NMD in our business. The cool thing is that we can't actually do this on our own. We have to uplift other people and help them create an extra income and help them reach their goals to also reach our own goals, which I just love. It's a whole community and we're uplifting and no one's fighting each other to get to that top. The also thing was it's not expensive. I've owned beauty salons in the past and it's cost me thousands of dollars to get started. With this in New Zealand, it's $57. That's pretty cheap, I think, to get started. And everything's included. We call this business in a box. You get a website, you get trainings, mentoring. We're here to hold your hand and show you how to do this because we've all started at the same point. And also the other way I wanted to share with you guys is that we get paid in 3 ways with this business, which is amazing. I know in my traditional job, I got paid one way for the time that I spent at work. Maybe way back when we got bonuses, but that's been a long time ago. So with this way, we get paid in 3 ways. The first way is commission, which is when we connect the customer, they buy the products, we connect them to the company and we get paid for that, which is really awesome. The other way is bonuses. So with this company, there are so many bonuses. They start from $100 and you can get that in your first 10 days and they go up into the tens of thousands. The last one I got was $1,200 and that's on top of my income with this, which is amazing as a single mum. That can give me so much for me and my children. And the other way is a residual income, which I talked before. So this is like people say it's that consistent monthly income that's coming into your bank account. People say it's the beach money where you get you paid while you sleep. For me, it is when I actually had to take about a year off this business because I wasn't in a good way after my marriage and I had postnatal depression, anxiety, but I still got paid for Juice Plus for that whole time, that whole year that I had to step back. And that's because I created that residual income. And that's really amazing to say that. So I hope that's helped with some misconceptions around the business like this, guys. If you have any questions, obviously reach out to who invited you tonight. I'm going to pass over to Ing now, and she's going to share a little bit about her journey.
Hi guys, sorry, I thought I was muted. Thanks for that, Jo. When I look at this business, I had 0 objections. I was like, this makes so much sense. I come from a business background. Everybody makes way more money over me and they're all men and I literally have to wait till they die before I can get their job. So here I was like, this makes sense. It's more like, I don't know, a silo rather than a pyramid, like when you go to work. So I looked at this, but I was a little bit like, am I going to be able to do this? Right? I was like, who do I know? I'm Ing. I'm from Norway and I live in New Zealand, which is, if I go further away, I'm on my way back the other way. So I'm far away from my friends, my family, my network, you know, the people that I might know. And I was like, how is this going to work? But when I looked at it, I was like, best or worst case scenario, I'll improve my health, right? Like Tammy just showed, we have some incredible products and program. And I was postpartum with my first baby when I first joined, and I was really struggling with a lot of issues with my health. And I had amazing results with my health when I got started. So for me to share that with other moms around me was quite easy, right? And I thought if I can make a little bit of money whilst I help other people with their health and help them feel the way that I'm feeling right now, then that's a huge bonus. Since I learned as well that it's after a little bit when I just said yes and went go for it. I learned it's an international business and I could actually help my whole family back home in Norway with these amazing products as well, because we drop ship to 30 different countries across the world. So I've lived in quite a lot of countries across the world over the last 15 years. So I was able to reconnect with people in those countries as well and help them have amazing health benefits as well. So that was really exciting. But I don't believe there are many coincidences in this world. And this business came into my life when I was struggling with my health. But within 6 months, my life really, really changed. And I think life has changed for a lot of people in the last few years. But for me, I ended up becoming a single mom. I had a 1-year-old and I had to move out and get a full-time job. And those of you in New Zealand know that daycare and rent and everything costs a lot of money here. And like I just said before, everybody in my village was in Norway, so that wasn't really an option. So I was working full time and I had sole care for my son, but I was still able to do this on the side. And I was able to click into this beautiful system that Joe shared about how we can make an income in different streams of income, and just share with we have beautiful mentors in this business, which is one of the things I share the most, because I am so excited to be able to turn to people like, my mentor is Alex that you saw in the beginning, and Adam is one of our mentors as well, that you can turn to and you can say, hey, can you teach me how I can make this work? This is my situation. This is how much time I have. And they can turn around and say, yep, this is what you need to do, and this is how you get your business going. So I kind of just did that, and I had a stream of income on the side when all of my money from my work was paying for all my fixed cost, and I had this to do things for myself, save up money, and to just be able to have that little bit of extra income. And after a while, it became a little bit more than just a little bit of extra income. And now my life has, kept growing and have turned into a beautiful life where I'm married now, and I have a little baby and another one on the way. And it just looks completely different this time around on maternity leave. I have a vehicle that I can use in nap times around my baby's schedule, because obviously that's my number one priority. She's only 7 months, and I can create an extra stream of income whilst being home with my kids without having that financial guilt or pit in my stomach of, at some stage, I'm going to have to put my baby into care and go back to work and earn the real money. I have an opportunity to do it here. So at the same time, I get to nourish my body with all these beautiful products that you saw, and that have really helped me through pregnancy and postpartum. So I'm just really excited to be here and for what this business can be. And I think if you're sitting on the fence thinking about doing this, I would just lean in and get your questions answered, whatever it is that question is. I'm sure we've heard it all before, and you'll be able to see if this is for you. So I'm going to hand it back to Adam to close it up for us.
Thanks, Ing. Thank you for the rest of the girls also that shared their wisdom and inspiration. And I really appreciate you girls getting on and sharing. If you are still here, then I'm going to guess you're probably similar to me. I know when I came along to an event, there was nothing like this. It was actually in somebody's lounge room. There was no Zoom when I first began. I sound old when I say that, but there's no doubt, even with my arms crossed and thinking there's no way I'm going to do this, there was something that resonated with me. And I'll be forever indebted to the person that shared this with me to really give me the opportunity to just come and have a real look and listen to the stories. I couldn't deny what I'd heard, and something resonated. And I think, I asked myself a couple of questions. The first one was, what if this thing could actually work? What if I could create an extra income on top of what I was currently doing? And at the time, as we were just getting by financially at the time, that extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month that I could see that this could be definitely felt good. The idea of doing that, it was going to pay off a good car payment, the groceries, a couple of just those normal living expenses that we had, and that made sense. I think the other question I asked myself, if it's not this, then what? What truly can deliver the dreams and aspirations that I'm looking for? There's a great saying, the definition of insanity is continuing to do the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And that was certainly me. I tried lots of different things in my traditional business, trying to find the right thing to make it work. And I just got to that stage that maybe I needed to try something different. And again, I am so grateful that I took the time to get my questions answered. So if you're here tonight, you've got some questions, I just want to urge you to take the time to reach out to the person that shared this with you and just take the time to get your questions answered and explore this properly, because I'm so glad I didn't put my head back in the sand, because I can't imagine where my life would be right now if it wasn't for this. This has completely changed my life. I've been doing this full time for the last 8 years, and I absolutely love it, helping other people really live out the life that we all deserve. Other than that, I want to say a big thanks again. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we see you guys on the other side of this with the continual support and encouragement that happens inside this community. Thanks, girls. Talk soon. Bye.